All right, so today I am reviewing for you the Coros Apex. This is the 42 millimeter, and we're going to explain why it is a good option for OCR. And before we go into that, we're just going to explain a couple details about the watch and some great things and specs about it. So first off, I've had this watch for 2.5 years and it has sapphire glass. So as you can see, there is very minimal scratching on this glass. And that's for 2.5 years of activity. You could be going to the gym, obstacle course training, all different types. And there is no damage on that, which is awesome to see within 2.5 years of owning a watch, and no screen protector on here. The body is made of stainless steel. So as you, again, we can take a look and you can see it's held up relatively well. The band I have on here is a nylon band, which goes on Velcro. It also comes with a silicone band. When you purchase the watch, you can choose which option you'd like. The watch itself, this model, can go for 80 hours on Ultra Max. It could go on 25 hours for full activity, and it can go for 24 days of regular use. So they assume regular use is not really maybe doing an activity here and there. We're not really doing any activities and just using a watch as the watch. Nothing else. You cannot turn off the heart rate now, but that's indicating that if you just use this watch as a watch, you don't have to charge it for 24 days if you do not use it. But that's not why we're here. We want to talk about why it's good for OCR. As I mentioned, it's 25 full hours of activity you can get out of your watch. Now that is great if you are looking to do multi-races or a trifecta weekend. You can just charge your watch once and not have to worry about it. If you are looking to run a 24-hour race, for instance, if you're going to run the Ultra and Telluride this year, you can use this watch and you have nothing to worry about because it's up to 25 hours. I myself have not run 25 hours, but I know a friend of mine who has an Apex, same model, who has physically run 24 hours and he had 15% battery left after the race. So that alone is, if you're just looking for battery life, this is a great watch to have. Now, we'll go and we'll look at the watch itself. So as you can see, biggest difference on this Apex model is that we have a knob and just one button. Unlike Forerunner, Sunto, there's not a bunch of buttons on here, which I found relatively nice. Simplicity of it. It is a little difficult to get used to, so I will understand if you're coming from a different watch, you have expectations and you've learned different ways. So you do have to take some time to learn the watch. It's not going to work exactly like your other watch did if you're coming from another brand. So for my watch right now, you're going to see I actually have to spin. So that dial, I didn't fully unlock it. I have to wait until it vibrates. And now we can go through it. These are your standard data screens. Once you scroll on the knob, you can see that this is just cardio of the day, an activity that I did. You have heart rate. It shows you spikes and elevation, shows your minimum, your maximum within a 6-hour time frame. You have your elevation, a barometer, the temperature, the sunrise and sunset, and then you have notifications, whichever you set up. This is the text message in which I received. And then it goes right back to your stock watch face. You can store 5 watch faces in here, and I will show you. I just held the back button and it brings up, this is what's called your toolbox. You can see it has different things, but right now, so the watch face. You have 5 different options of watch faces. Right now within the app, Coros has 20 plus. So these are just one of the 5 I chose to have in here. You can easily change which ones you'd like. Again, customability of this is completely up to you. If you want simplicity. If you want more data, there are options for more data. So let's go we'll go back to the toolbox. So we're holding the back button down. And we go into the toolbox. We'll go through this. You have an alarm, standard, a timer, a stopwatch. This allows you to check the satellite signal. So if you're in an area which you're uncertain, this watch is capable of tying into 3 different satellite services, which is great. You can go through them pretty easily. And then, once you're outside, I'm probably not going to get much because I'm in a basement right now, but it allows you to see if it's good or not. And if not, you can just swap to one of the other satellite sets and see if it has better options for you. Because we obviously want to make sure that when we're out there running, we're getting tracked, which is why we're in the watch. You have your map, which will show you where you're currently at, again, while you're outside. Navigation settings is if you've already set a route within your watch, you can click on here and it'll allow you to see the map. I'll just show you real quick. You'll see that I've put some laps in here from an area in which I've run locally and some races. The navigation on here works really well. Once you go off course, about 0.2 of a mile, your watch will vibrate and let you know you're off course. So you don't go far if you miss a turn. So I went and did a 17-mile loop, which is the one you see right here, and I only took 3 wrong turns. Once you click on it, the one thing I will say is with having the 42mm, the screen is a little smaller. You are able to zoom in on the map by scrolling the knob down once you're on the map. It won't work at this moment, and I can't show you because I'm in the basement and not on the course, but it does allow you to get a little closer in so you can have a better idea of where to turn. It is a great feature. I've used it multiple times, and I would definitely suggest that if you're looking for something that just has a navigation setting, this has worked out really well for me. Speaking of battery usage, they have an option within your toolbox that you can then go through and check. You can see that it's 62%, but if you're really interested in how much time's left, you can go through and check. Right now we have 10 days, a maximum daily use, and that's just regular usage if I'm just using it as a standard watch. GPS is 16 hours left, so if I just, want to go crazy and I don't know, maybe go run along 50K, 100K, I should be fine. Tells you when your last charge was and how many days since your last charge. It then gives a breakdown on where the battery has been used. And you can see, one thing you'll know that the daily heart rate, as of right now, does not get turned off. So that's not something you can change. We want to just finish this. They show you broadcast HR. If you're going to an Orange Theory, if you have a machine that ties in with this watch, you're able to broadcast your heart rate right to the machine. Compass. This is the do not disturb, so if you do have your notifications on, you're able to turn it off. Save location is if you are currently doing something somewhere, you can click on this and it'll be able to save the location, and then you can go back to it. Metronome, I'm not going to turn this on because it is a little annoying of a beep, but it's the purpose of metronome. You're able to set it, and there you go. Settings will get us into the settings screen, but first, let's go into the workouts. Right now, you're going to see it populated on training plan because it just stays on whatever the last item you were in. And I'll start from here. So training plan is a cool feature which they had, which you can utilize within the Coros app. You go in and you build your workouts. If you have workouts on these days, you'll see they're in orange as circles on your screen. As the days come and progress, you go in and you click on, say you scheduled a run. If you go and click on run, your workout will pop up and it will ask you if you'd like to do that run. So it's a cool feature if you like to keep track of things, or if you are a self-coached and you can program, or if your coach gives you ways and you like to program all of your workouts into your watch, you can set it up on your calendar and then it will automatically be in your watch ready for you to go. Training is just you can physically build training plans within that app. I will go through and I will just show you. Let's see what Wednesday's workout was. You'll see once you click on it, it gives you 3 options, or 4. Start, mode, view, and settings. Let's go to view. View allows you to see what this workout is. So my workout starts with a warm-up. Custom mode indicates that there's no time frame. When I want to get out of that mode and go to the next, I just hit the back button and it goes to step 2. You see the heart rate zone down there. It's just indicating that that's the zone I want to stay in within my warm-up. Once I hit the back button, I'm going to run for the 1 minute, and it will beep, and my resting heart rate has to be less than 123 before it goes to the next step, which would be run 2 minutes. And the same thing, run 3 minutes, and so on and so forth. Each one of these was because it was a ladder. And then we come to the cooldown. You see no heart rate zones or anything else because I just chose to put no heart rate. And again, custom mode means I get to go to the duration that I choose. And when I go to stop it, I will hit the top button. And that will be it. Settings essentially let you to just do different things. If you want to go to the next exercise, there's an auto start, which I have always had that on. Auto pause is similar to Strava, where if you stop, it kind of gives you moving time. Again, I don't utilize that. I don't see the purpose of it. If I'm just going to have an activity recording, the activity is going to record fully. AI Trainer. AI Trainer is similar to other watches, fitness, or like Garmin's fitness and Strava's fitness and freshness. I know Garmin has its own. I believe Suunto has its own as well. So you click on it and it tells you how much stamina you have left, and how many hours of recovery. If you scroll down, it just shows all your workouts that you've done leading up to it. One of the things I will say is this does take a little while to kind of learn your body. It's about a month. So I would take it with a grain of salt, but like all of these watches, listen to your body. Don't just go off of what the watch is telling you what to do. We have standard run, we have bike, indoor run, indoor bike, trail run. There's no trail runs on here. And one of the things you'll notice, I'm just going to go into settings so I can show you. Trail run has what's called 3D distance. 3D distance is essentially, it will measure your distance based on your vertical ascent and descent. It's useful on very, very steep terrain. So something like a Killington, possibly Big Bear, possibly Palmerton, somewhere that has some pretty steep terrain. You don't need it on. I haven't adjusted it. I haven't taken it off. I have run in the trails on normal run, and I haven't really seen an overall difference. But again, I'm not in an area that has overly steep terrain normally. It is a good feature to have. So I just keep it on for trail run. I trust it, and I believe that essentially that's going to give me the most accurate when I'm on my trail run because of the deviations in the terrain. Within this, we also see, we'll go through activity alert. Activity alert will just show you, you can get a distance, a pace, a cadence, heart rate, nutrition, power. We'll go over these two real quick. So power alert, the way Coros has updated their watch, they now have the a power reading just through the watch itself based on an algorithm that they have. You can also purchase the Coros Pod, which is a more accurate one. But if you are training based off of power and you enjoy that statistic and those values, feel free to give it a try and see how it works for you. I don't really work off of power when it comes to running. I know that there's science going into it, and I do understand, but I know that it's not there yet to use it as a great tool. Nutrition alert. This is one of my favorites. When I was training for my marathon, I had it over here for 25 minutes. So every 25 minutes, it would just buzz on my wrist. I'd look down. It would be the picture of a drink, of what it shows, and just let me know, hey, you got to fuel up. And it was a great tool that I used all throughout marathon training. And I think if you need just a friendly reminder or a nudge, hey, by the way, get something in before it's too late, it's definitely a great option to have. So as we were reviewing, we have track run, mountain climb, hike, strength, which essentially is just in a gym. You can also set up your workouts like I showed you in the training aspect so that you're able to essentially do a gym workout. Again, the rep counter is hit or miss sometimes, so pick your poison. This will just do, once again, the heart rate. It's not going to carry your GPS, similar to gym cardio. It's only going to measure your heart rate, not your GPS. Where over here you have GPS cardio, so if you're doing a workout where it needs 400-meter runs outside and you want to track that, this would be your best one to use. Another highlight where I know a lot of us tend to try to do some speed work and some track work. This Coros has been great at updating. They have been great at listening to the people. And this was one thing that people wanted. When I first got this watch, I would run a 400 and I would have to run 20 to 40 more meters before it would register a quarter-mile loop, staying in the same lane. It was the most annoying thing. So now they have the ability to where you tell them what lane you're in and it shows you. And the accuracy of this is impeccable. I tell you that if you're even if you're a track person and you don't want to use just an OCR, go ahead, get this watch. You will not be disappointed. You have the most accurate track readings you've ever had. But as through all the options I did show you, what I will say is there's a lot more. And I kind of set my watch to the way I like it. I'm just going to go on here and I'm going to show you. These are all the other options in which you can track with on the Coros watch. A lot of these were all added after people asked Coros. So the company does listen. They're young, they're new, they want their customers to be happy. What I want to show you the most, though, is in the settings. Your lock feature, right? Because no one wants to accidentally turn off their watch while racing. Definitely a feature, something I think we've all may have done or accidentally go on. So This is a great feature, as you saw in the beginning, where I had to twist to unlock. I set that up purposely. When I do normal stuff, I don't have any workout mode on for locking. I don't run into the issue anymore like I used to. I think I have it set well. I know where the stuff is on the watch, and I know that when I would come through, uh, it would it would not be fun when I had this on when I was trying to do gym workouts, because it would just turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, because I had the lock off. When I started doing more gym stuff, throwing weights around, swinging on obstacles, and your wrist contorts in a way in which it normally doesn't, it was good to have this, because you turn it on and then you have the options of, you have the hold to unlock, which would be the bottom button, or the scroll to unlock. Now look, I definitely understand that a lot of people want to be able to you know, hit the stop right when it goes through. But we're talking about an OCR where things get muddy, you're lifting things. It's better to have this option on so that you aren't losing anything, and so that you aren't accidentally pausing your watch because you picked up a bucket wrong, because you grabbed the obstacle a different way and your wrist pushed against it and you didn't feel it because your adrenaline's pumping. Scroll to unlock. Honestly, I think it's a great feature. It's quirky. It's something to get used to. But I think you'll like it overall. And like everything else, it goes through. Here are the 3 different GPS options I was explaining to you. You can choose which one based on the area you're at. Satellite signal. Overall, this watch has everything you could want. It has Bluetooth and ANT Plus technology, so you can attach any heart rate monitor, any heart rate straps. As you can see, you have your sensors, which are the ones built into your watch. Calibrate compass, calibrate elevation, barometer, optical heart rate. This is to pair your phone, which we already have it. Workout interface, you're able to change the color of the screen, message alerts. So this allows you to actually receive messages while you're running, while you're working out. You can have this turned off if you just want to be keep to yourself, but I think it's useful if you're worried or just want to make sure you check on the wife, the kids, significant others. It's a way that they can just shoot you a text and you don't have to worry about what's going on in your life, or if it's an emergency and you have to pick up the phone. So I hope you enjoyed the information that I was able to provide you today. Should you have any questions, please do feel free to reach out. I hope I can help you get through anything, and I hope you enjoy a Coros if you buy it. Have a good one.